Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing today? It's a late night live. I normally don't do these, but it has been a long week. Definitely a week filled of administrative paperwork. So I am cracking a bottle of wine. This is a Cabernet from 2015. And I usually don't drink, so this is going to be fun. So I'm literally cracking it open here. So I'm curious. Usually, it's best to kind of like pre-warn your, subscribers, hey, I'm going to do it live, but I didn't plan for this. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see who's online. And if you guys want to ask me anything about stocks, we could talk stocks. I ordered some cookies from Uber Eats. They're called insomnia cookies. All right, let's see this here. So cheers. Guys, you want to see the pour? There we go. Look at that. So cheers. Oh yeah. That's good. You're supposed to let it air out, but we're not fancy here. Let's see here. God, what a long week. So tomorrow I have just a couple of meetings, not too bad. They're on Zoom instead of in person, so they're a lot doable. Let's see here. See what's going on in the market. Kind of give you guys, whoever's online. This is when I do my DD. Just like look at some stuff, see what's going on in the market. So I'll just kind of read out some things that I'm reading right now. Let's see. So it looks like Chinese stocks are soaring in terms of like going up. BABA went up 8%. JD the same. Yeah, we know that they're struggling from COVID-19. Central bank. It's interesting. So the Chinese central bank, they lowered their key interest rates. And normally when that happens, they're trying to boost the economy, and usually when that happens, it's they're definitely undergoing some form of an weakening in their economy. If you guys don't recall, Evergrande had an issue just recently, a couple months ago. I think China cooks their numbers anyways. So I don't think they're doing that well. If you guys want me to do any intrinsic value calculations, let me know. Just want to see who's online right now. I want to get to know my subscribers, see what's going on, what's popping. So, okay, let's see what's going on here. So, lower interest rates, high growth. Oh. Hey, how you doing, CP 007? I think you've commented before on one of the videos. I have like photographic memory, so I think I could be wrong. How you doing? It's one thing that helps with medical school, All right. Let's see here. Let me just read. I'm going to read this out loud here.
There's concern among central bankers that the recent surge in inflation may not be transitory as once thought, but instead may represent a transition to a new, lasting reality. The Fed's target of 2% inflation may seem a long way off to consumers, but Jerome Powell says the Fed's commitment to successfully battling inflation is unconditional. Mark Carney, former Bank of Canada and Bank of England governor, said the global economy is undergoing a series of major transitions. The long era of low inflation, suppressed volatility, and easy financial conditions is ending. This new era could mark an abrupt change after a decade in which central bankers worried about too low inflation and used monetary policy for fuel expansions, and investors became accustomed to easy money. Several Fed officials expect Powell to err on the side of raising rates too much in his quest against inflation, which may cause weaker economic growth, higher unemployment, and a more painful recession. We'll find out more tomorrow morning on Powell's plans as news unfolds from his talk at Jackson Hole Economics Symposium.
Yeah. So tomorrow we got, and by the way, I'm going to answer your question right now, CP007, as you see it right here. So tomorrow, I forgot, I've been so busy this week. I haven't really been on top of letting you guys know what's going on. But tomorrow we have the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. And many folks speculate, which is why the market has been tumultuous, is that Jerome Powell is going to be a little bit hawkish. But it's all smoke and mirrors. The Federal Reserve, listen, check this out. Let me lower my table. You guys can see a little bit more of me. All right, listen. Okay. By the way, I didn't really eat today, so I think this wine is going to hit me pretty good. All right. So let's have some fun here with this economic discussion. By the way, I used to teach economics to the executive MBAers, a bunch of senior vice presidents and presidents of companies. So I have quite a really thorough understanding of econ here. I showed them how to take derivatives and all that good stuff to find supply and all that good, supply demand curve and all that good stuff. But, the United States is in a pickle. If you look at the GDP to equity, the GDP, I believe, what is it called again? GDP to stock market capitalization to GDP ratio, and you look at other indicators that use the GDP ratio, such as I believe the Buffett indicator, we're in a problem. Okay, the amount of debt, or debt to GDP ratio, the amount of debt that the United States was in during Paul Volcker. Here, okay, I'll pause this and I'll answer your question really quickly because I know you have to go. But long story short, the amount of debt that we're in back in the day in comparison to the debt that we are in now, the Federal Reserve are not going to increase interest rates that much. They can try their best, but at the end of the day, the president, who has obviously powers over the Federal Reserve, whether they like it or not, is going to say, listen, if you don't do this, we're going to default. All right. So what do you think? What do you think Clover long term? Well, it's long term, right? They're doing exactly what they're doing to be successful. In fact, let me explain to you something really cool here that might be of interest. Let me share my screen here. There's something called the golden handcuffs. Have you heard of that term? Golden handcuffs. Okay. What is the golden handcuffs? CP007. It is a phrase recorded back in the 1976. Okay, that's the wrong definition. Let me just explain it to you. Okay. The golden handcuffs, what it basically means is that we are primed to always look at the next thing, but we never basically are happy. We never appreciate growth. Now, what are things that Clover has done that is successful? Okay, well, they just hired a new CFO, and obviously the CFO needs time to do his magic, right? This CFO came from a company that he brought to free cash flow positivity. They're hiring a lot of senior executives, remember, from Henry Ford, right? All of these, this guy has experiences, right? And especially with all the St. Jude's hospitals or Joe's hospitals around the country, which is a lot. I mean, we have some here in Arizona, and every state I've been in, I've seen some Saint hospitals, right? I was born in St. Luke's. So, it's a moving target, and they're headed in the right way. The beautiful part is we came earlier on when they're technically a startup. You see, back in the day, it was very difficult to invest in companies this earlier on. Usually they would IPO and then the stock would rise up. But it's actually, I'm happy the SPACs got hit hard. This is an opportunity. I think, easy for what I'm doing is I'm not selling anything under $25, right? Obviously if it short squeezes tomorrow, then I would have to reevaluate my investment thesis. But overall, that's my thoughts on Clover. I mean, it's a long-term play. They're doing exactly what they need to do, and it's great. We're going to go ahead and do some quantitative analysis later on the play, but I think it's good. Cheers, hi baby. Thank you. Yeah, I never really sit back and relax. You guys know me. I'm always I'm always busy as hell. In fact, here, let's copy the clipboard because I'm probably just gonna have a glass and a half. You know what I mean? Maybe have a cookie. It's coming. Let me see how long it'll take. But here is the link. This is a StreamYard's link. It'll allow you to hop on and talk to me, and we could just have a conversation. It's nice to have a conversation face to face. Again, listen, if I didn't care about you guys, why would I be on here? I love you guys and I want to get to know you. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I want to, take some time and get to know you. What's your favorite color? You know what I mean? I don't know, like some cool facts about you guys. If you're comfortable talking online, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're all, be comfortable. It's okay. All right. Chinese stock supposedly about to run due to audit agreement. Yeah, exactly. So I talked about this in one of my videos earlier on my market updates. I said that one company that just got publicly traded just shot up like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40%. They agreed because a lot of it was a like sofa home furniture company. And a lot of its business is in the United States, and they said, hey, we're going to agree to your audits. They have to. China will get destroyed right now. So it's time to put China in check. And my apologies to all my Chinese. I know there's some viewers from China. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're upset at your government. I'm upset at we're all upset at our people's, government. So, yeah, I think Baba is going to go to its intrinsic value. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. If we go ahead and if we share a screen, if we go to our intrinsic value calculation, when you calculate the intrinsic value of Chinese stocks, and for all my new subs, if you watching this, this is called an intrinsic value calculation, and we can like play around with it. What it does is you get the data directly from like your company you're looking at, let's say Google, and you calculate the price target. The problem is when it comes to Chinese companies, I usually put a discount rate of over 20%, 20, 30, 40%. The reason why is because I'm trying to discount it because it's sadly not I hate to say this, but it's not a reliable country. I remember there's one company with private practice, not private education, where they were making money. And all of a sudden the Chinese government says, no, you can't make this money. You can only make 3%. So, I mean, imagine putting 3% growth here. What happens to the stock price? Yeah, it went from $75 to like $3. JP Morgan, everyone lost money. So you got to be careful with China. China bites. Okay. Hi, Al. What's your thoughts on divesting my investment to real waste? Sorry, real estate. I'm like, real waste. I'm like, Well, I mean, there's a waste management company that we can look at. What are your thoughts on investing in real estate? Hey, do you have a camera and a mic? It can be on your phone. Click on this link. Would love to sit down and if you're comfortable, have a chat. Here, I'm gonna turn on the fan. I'm a little. See, I'll tell you why I have to turn on the fan right now. It's kind of funny. So there's a reason why I have to turn on the fan. So you know how, guys, my cheeks are always red? So I have the inability to process alcohol, right? So that's why I don't drink a lot. I mean, I think in the past 2 years, I probably had maybe 2 drinks, right? This being my second, right? I can't process it and I get really hot. It's like some like Asian people have the same problem, But it is what it is. I mean, it's good. So I don't become an alcoholic because it's kind of prevalent in medicine, so that's good. So I guess it protects me there. I can just eat chocolate, so I just have diabetes instead. Just kidding. Not really. That's really bad. So we're at the gym. My autocrat. Oh yeah, no. I can respond. But hopefully one day I would love to talk with you guys. I mean, I want to get to know you guys and make like a little family, kind of like I'm like that weirdo. I'm like, I just want some friends. Let's see here. Uh, buy Uncle Lou a cat so he'll stop petting him. You know what I was gonna do, but I don't want to piss him off. I mean, I think he's a nice guy. I wanted to screenshot my cat on his shoulder because my cat makes the weirdest faces ever. Oh my god, you know what I mean? But to answer your question, we recently went ahead and aggregated some data from from the United States. And let me go ahead and let me find it for you. And I'm going to basically like shock you. You're about to go like, whoa. You know what I mean? I posted it on our private Discord, Al Stock Alerts, but I'm not going to look there because it's like gone. Because it's, like, I mean, it's there. It's just a lot of messages have happened since, then. But let me see. I sent it to my friend, and my friend was like, whoa. And I don't really talk to them that much, so I think I can look through the fingers crossed. I can look through the messages so I can show you. It's definitely worth. Here it is. I found it. So let me go ahead and let me send it on over to let me send it on over to WhatsApp so you guys can see it. So this is great. So I actually collected this data and we aggregated it, and it basically tells a story that no one is talking about right now. And that's the problem with this country. Okay. I hate to go political. It's not really political. It's the truth. But let me explain we have a lot of issues, but there is a big issue that I think is the stem of all issues of our country, which will help you be a better investor. If you understand this fact, you will be a better investor. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the data like I promised. So this is essentially the bottom is the legend, which basically tells you California, Michigan, where my pointer is, or that may be California. It depends. I think the data is, I believe, doubled, but we have Arizona. We need to have it, but it's great to make these beautiful ripples. There's different levels of jurisdictions within like very expensive California, very cheap California, and we can parcelate the data. But you know what's interesting here? Look, this is the housing price cuts in the United States. Data from 2017 to 2022. What do you see? No one's really cutting prices. It looks like maybe December, February, prices tend to dip. Prices tend to dip here. We do see a dip a little bit there. But all of a sudden, price cuts have been increasing recently in 2021. And now, boom. And you know how much they're increasing by? We're getting price cuts anywhere in the range of as high as 2 to 2.2, 2.1, $2.15 million. So that's a big deal. Okay, so let me explain to you what this means. When the Federal Reserve increases interest rates, that obviously hurts the housing market because it basically kills demand. When you obviously kill demand, what's going to happen? Well, people are going to basically drop their mortgage application. You're going to get a decrease in financing. You're going to get a decrease in people going in neighborhoods, doing those fixer-uppers, because who's buying? In fact, Blackstone just went ahead and stopped buying single-family houses. They stopped it. They're like, okay, we're done. Okay. That's a big deal. We are entering a crash. It depends where you are. If you're in Arizona, which was a hot market, it's going to fall at a greater rate. Obviously, if you're in an area that didn't accumulate as much as a fusion frenzy, when you had a lot of people leaving, like, for example, people left the Midwest, you're not going to see a bigger fall. So I hope that makes sense, to kind of give you guys some understanding about the real estate market. So I'm waiting because if you look and aggregate the data, I honestly think next year in 6 months we're gonna see we're gonna have some problems. Okay, and that's when my people that are in real estate are gonna get involved. Also, the car repo market there's going to be a problem. They're not flooding the supply and demand right now. They're artificially keeping the supply low so it doesn't trigger a cascade of losses on cars. But who wants to buy a car right now, even though they're at their highest? People are not making payments anymore. So I would hold off. I think that personally, I mean, again, you do what's best, but I look at day. Listen, I have a lot of experience, and I like to put my experience in things, but I also like to rely on data. So it just helps me. Someone asked me a good question. What's your beef with Lou? Oh, dude, I have no beef at all. I mean, probably I should act like I have beef, but dude, I honestly love the guy. I think he's so freaking cute. He reminds me of that movie, the Greek, My Big Fat Greek Wedding or something. The grandpa, he's just so cute. I don't know. I just really enjoy him. I like to poke fun at him, and I hope we can bring him on. So no, there's no hard feelings, man. No, I'm sorry that it looks like that. I'm not. I haven't insulted him or anything. Like, I haven't done anything. I mean, not that I have anything I'm aware of. I was just kind of like, come on my channel, and make his little, So it's all peace and love. You know what I mean? It's all peace and love. I mean, even he commented on one of my videos. I mean, here, let me show you. Just so you guys know, I mean, YouTube can most folks, I get it. You know what I mean? Things can look a little bit, kind of tough, on YouTube. What is this guy doing? Was it this video? I think it was no, not the nuclear. It was this one. This one was fun.
Data.
This was fun. Yeah, he commented. I pinned his comment right here. Look. He said giant hugs, and I told him, Lou, heart. And he said, hey, thought you were doing a hit job. Sorry about that. YouTube pulled me during this week. And, I said, I'm sorry. And hopefully you come back. So we're all, we're all cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah, listen, to all the people that watch me, I'm a professional, right? But, so when I come on here on YouTube, I obviously try to act professional. I always try to do my best to be very professional with you guys and, try to be very, but, in all sincerity, there's been like a disease in real estate community. I mean, sorry, in retail community that unfortunately, caused you guys to have this illness where you think stocks go up every single day. That's bullshit. Okay. That doesn't happen. So I've been in the market for 10 years. I'm going to show you it's okay. Like, when you have a long-term position, it's okay to put it on the side. You honestly just need to check it every 3 months, or unless there's like an article that came out. And with the advent of our software or other areas that you could just figure it out. Like, when a company releases a statement, you'll be able to get notified, so, it's not always nice to just kind of chill, relax, and let loose. Even on a stock market channel, you don't have to know every little detail. I just know the highlights. Like, for example, we talked about China last week. And why do you think I talked about that? Because I'm starting to see there's some movements going on, and we're up now, but it could be a dead cat bounce. Ray Dalio looks stupid. He sold, but maybe he sold for a reason. He thinks there's going to be a 20% decline or whatever. Dude, you sleep less than me, burning off that med school stress. Absolutely. I don't know why I'm holding my wine here. I don't really drink, but YouTube is different. So I want to just kind of like chill a little bit with you, because I always drink coffee with you guys, and I feel like I'm always like, welcome to All Stock Trades. I'm just kind of tense. It's nice to just chill with you guys and be human. I mean, for people that are in my mastering stock market course and Al Stock guys, I work like an animal. You know what I mean? So I think it's just, I'm honestly, I'm waiting for, so I've hired a developer to finish off a piece of code for me. There's a piece of code that I'm looking for to do, and I've been waiting on it. So that's why I haven't went heavy on the programming again. So I'm just taking a break right. I'm like, you know what? Because I need that piece of code to be injected so I can work on the other codes. I don't want to do that piece of code because I've designed the structure, and it's going to take a little bit more time, and it's very frustrating. I've been waiting for a long time. That's for all stock alerts. But I skipped a couple people. Let me thanks, Al. Hopefully we'll catch you later. I'm not in the US. TC, please keep me posted. Of course. If you're gonna rewatch this video, comment down below. Where are you from? And everyone, please introduce where you're from. I'd love to know. And here's the link. Let me make the link again. Let me make the invite link if you guys want to hop on. All you got to do is click the button, and don't be shy. We're all family here. Whoever insults you, I will kick them out. Okay. We're a family here. So just click on the link, and we'll be able to have like a Zoom like chat, and I think that'll be really cool. Yeah. So let's see here. Tesla stock. I bought 15K of Tesla today, holding till next year. Too many catalysts in favor of. Yeah, do you want to do a Tesla intrinsic value calculation? We can if we want. I would probably need them to auto-populate for the shares, but I can double check. Maybe they've already auto-populated in terms of the number of outstanding shares. We can honestly back calculate it if you want. Why don't influencers like yourself promote buying ape, give AA a chance to dump some shares and pay off some debt? I'd rather have a squeeze. I'd rather half of squeeze to zero. So I'm promote buying ape. Honestly, giving AA a chance. If you guys want, there's an interview. Trades had this interview with AA, and I think it was a phenomenal interview. If you guys want me, I can break it down, but it's kind of self-explanatory. I do think there is a future with AMC. I do think it's going to be it was at one point the most valuable movie theater in the world. And I do believe it's still going to be that. I think they're going to have a monopoly throughout all of the, retail helping them. But what I can do right now, just to help you, oh my God, double entendre, you're seeing both of my faces. What I can do right now, just to give you this, and then we're going to go ahead and transition to what Danny here was saying, which is doing an intrinsic value on Tesla, which is the purpose of this video. Make sure you click on if you want to talk to me too. But speaking about AMC, I'm going to give generic numbers here. These are not numbers from any financial institution. I'm just going to give you kind of I'm going to teach you how intrinsic value works. So what you want to do is, and this is going to be basic. We're just going to be basic. We're just going to show you the variables. I'm not going to show you kind of where these come from and how this works. I'm just going to show you kind of the basics. So free cash flow is important. That's why when you have a company with negative free cash flow, it's actually bad. Okay. So on average, let's put 100 million. Again, these numbers are a million. So I'm going to put 100 million in free cash flow. Let's say the company, I'm going to change these numbers, right? I'm going to put 50% for the growth rate. Okay. Usually you want to look at the past 10 years of the net income. If they're net income negative, you would look at the revenue. Then this is great for our mastering students if they're watching. Okay. And then we can go ahead and push this out to 10 years. Okay. We're going to watch. See how it says 2022? Now it says 2023, 2024. You see how I just pushed out the calculation to 2023? I want to know how much the company is going to be worth in 10 years from now. Then I want to take a time machine and I want to basically bring it back into today's present value. And I want to basically see how much should I be buying it for? And the lower it is, the better. So I make money. That's how Warren Buffett makes money. That's how I was able to figure out, Enphase is undervalued. Bank of America is undervalued. X, Y, and Z is undervalued because we do these calculations. But first, let me teach you the variables. Then you would want to go ahead and you would divide it by the number of outstanding shares. In this point, I'm going to put 500 for 500 million. So if you put 500, again, these numbers, it says here, are in millions. If you do this, you get a stock price of a recession, bear, base, and bull. A recession of 14, a base of 33. I'm sorry, a bear of 33, the wine's kicking in, a base of 47, and a bull of 72. So on average, guys, what happens when you think, when you adjust the free cash flow? What happens if I half the free cash flow? What do you think is going to happen to the stock price? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? It's very clear. It's not rocket science. The hard part is holding, right? Psychology of the market, right? If we have it, look what happens to the stock price. Whoa, it just basically dropped. Okay, let's change it back now. What happens if we half the growth rate? What do you think is going to happen to the stock price? Instead of 50%, let's do 25%. Whoa, it just dropped to $13 to $3. Damn, that was a big change. You see that? Let's bring it back up. What happens if we include more shares? So let's say, for example, the original price is $72 for the bull. What happens if we dilute and we say we want to put 500 billion shares? This is why a lot of AMC holders are upset about dilution. Watch what happens when I add, again, these numbers are in millions. How many millions are in 1 billion? 1,000. So if I have 5 billion, that's 5,000. So I'm going to add 5,000 to 500, which is 5,500. So I'm going to put that in there. What do you think is going to happen to the stock price? What do you think? Look at that. It just dropped down to $6. Look at that. See how dilution of shareholders, that means each share is going to be worth less. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why, oh, shoot. Oh, we have someone. Hello? This is like the first time I'm doing it with somebody. That sounded so wrong. This is the first time I'm doing it with somebody. Are you there? Can you guys see him?
That's me.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is awesome, dude. Hell yeah. So do you understand what I'm talking about when I do the intrinsic value?
Yes.
You see, this is why a lot of shareholders got upset when companies dilute. Because think of it this way, you go in and you and your buddies go in and buy a pizza, and there's like 3 of you. All of a sudden, 5 other people come and you have to share. You get less of the pizza. That's all it is. So the short squeeze price is going to be pulled down if they dilute. But here's the beautiful part. They're not diluting AMC. They have another share, if that makes sense. But still, if you think of it as 1-to-1, it is technically a weird way of diluting, if that makes sense. But this is fundamental investing. We know that AMC is a lot more complicated than that. That's my 2 cents on that. But yeah, no. Where are you from? I'm
from the suburbs of Chicago. I'm actually in San Diego right now for a wedding. I got a couple things I wanted to hit you up on. First off, I was the one that asked you about influencers like you promoting APE to giving a chance to pay off some debt, and it would force a squeeze, in my opinion. Secondly, I wanted to ask you, have you heard, there's all kinds of crap going on the internet about the synthetics, and I'd heard Savage talking about there was 56 billion or some type of they were saying it was some type of a glitch that it was
I just made a video about that. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, whoa, that is really weird. Yeah.
And I wanted your thoughts on it.
Yeah, no. So I'll start off with the first question, and you may have to help me because I'm not really much of a drinker, and this wine is kicking in. But it just means my brain waves are a little bit more influenced by GABA, which is the neurotransmitter that's activated with alcohol. So the first question was essentially giving a chance to go ahead and dilute shareholders, which will ultimately cause a squeeze. Now, I get what you're saying, and I agree. So a lot of, maybe they don't know it yet, but a lot of AMC holders, they have this nuclear button. Okay, you have a company that just basically issued a dividend. Okay, which was totally unexpected. A lot of short sellers are like, "What in the world is this?" Right? They don't know what the hell is going on. We could do this now. I don't think we should do, because we need, AMC needs help, right? Sadly, we're going to have to bail them out again. Okay. But we could go ahead and sell all of our Ape shares. And the theory is, if we go and buy in the rest of AMC, that could cause a liquidity squeeze. But then the argument of synthetic shares can arise. And once you press that nuclear button, it's kind of over, right? The idea is the long way. See, the path to least resistance is what a lot of humans take, right?
True.
Right. And this is the easiest way. Let's press the nuclear button. And I think a lot of these hedge funds and short sellers, it's sad because they always they always what's the word? They underestimate retail investors. And I feel like this new generation of retail investors, a lot of them experienced the great financial crisis. And a lot of them saw their family get hurt by this. And they understand the market. You don't bet against America. So they understand that the longevity of the market, sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. And the thing about, retail investors as a whole. So sadly, I do collude with a hedge fund, if you can say that. Our data software, we get data directly from hedge fund, and this data is actually really interesting. And I'm gonna share this. So this is called the smart money and dumb money confidence spread. Okay, so we get this data directly from a former hedge fund. And you know how, like, when you essentially, each and every one of you guys that are holding stocks, whether it be Robinhood, Webull, and X, Y, and Z, each of you have a certain amount of money. And there's a threshold. Usually you have to have a lot of money, millions of billions of dollars, to be called smart money. And if you don't have that, then you're called dumb money. And I did not make up this graph. They literally call retail investors dumb. They call them small speculators. And what this is your brokers sell how much money you have and what your investments are to the hedge funds, and I'm able to purchase it, and I'm able to know exactly what retail investors do. Okay, which is why our platform. If you look up our stock trades, we've been featured on Yahoo and a bunch of prominent, here's my face and all, our brain machine and our software. And my goal, it says, we like to provide services to low income and middle income groups, because that's my passion. That's why I'm in healthcare. So what is this? If we read this, as you can see, every time the market dips, smart money buys, while unfortunately dumb money sells.
Okay.
Right. And if you backtrack this to 2008, 2018, a bear market, you see the same thing. Smart money's up here and dumb money's down here. Smart money buys. And we know this. I made a video earlier, when I say earlier, maybe like a month ago. I can remake it. It's important. Jim Cramer talks about how it doesn't take much to manipulate the market. Okay, so there's the smart money. They have a lot of resources, and as you can see, retail investors historically are actually dumb. And that was their thesis. And let me put us back online here. That was these hedge funds' thesis. They're like, you know what? We can go ahead and manipulate the price. We can go ahead, do these ladder attacks, and do things that we don't even know that they can do, because they've designed this system. And the government has always been behind the ball trying to make policies. And it's always at the end of the whole 2008 financial crisis, only one person went to jail.
Right.
So, right. So, yes, your theory is correct. It's not a theory, it's a fact. If a company increases the amount of capital they raise, they're going to go ahead and be able to pay off their debt. If you look at my old videos, I used to talk a lot of crap about AMC. Again, we have a lot of short squeeze indicators. I just thought it was just another short squeeze. I didn't think like, oh, retail. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think retail would be this, strong. I mean, have they been like that in the past? Never. You're living through history right now. This never happens, really, which is why they already lost millions of dollars.
Can they do the same synthetics with ape?
And that's the argument for today. So I saw that Vanguard. I made a video, and people said this was a mistake. But I mean, why don't you see this mistake in other prominent stocks? You know what I mean? So I made a video today called "Fake," and I was at the medical school. I was at the med school. I look like crap here. God, it was a tough day today. And I showed you guys a screen. I flipped the screen, and I zoomed in, and you see this is for ape. This doesn't make sense. Look. Why? I don't know if I can zoom in here. Why does it say the outstanding shares is 51 billion? Why does it say the market cap for ape is 368 billion? Let's see which way is better. This way is better. That doesn't make sense. There's a lot of red flags here. And the SEC usually, they always like to be in good graces of Goldman Sachs and a lot of these investment funds, because in the end, they become consultants and they become lobbyists and they make so much money. I hate to say this, but they're compromised. Well,
they end up working for those companies.
They end up working. Yeah. So I hate to say this, but they might somehow find a way to diffuse this whole thing. I don't know what that way is, but I've only been in the market for 10 years and a little bit more now, 11, and I look at everything I've designed. We've designed a software. I know a lot, but these people have been there for decades. There's a little saying in medical school, we learn this. If you put 10,000 hours into something, you become a master. And when you become a master of something, you understand its intrinsics. You understand the atoms, the electrons, the physics that governs. And most folks don't master things, sadly. But when you master something, you know it so well that you can rewrite the rules and create something new. And that's what my fear is when it comes to the stock market. They can just do their thing. And I don't know what that is, because I like to think of myself as in the top 5% of, these are not my words, but a good CFA was telling me, wow, like, for example, Marvell Technology, that's a good stock. He said, yeah, you're like ahead of the top analysts in Wall Street. I like to think of myself as, pretty up there with everything that I've looked at. But even then, I compare myself as an ant with these folks. You have to understand, JP Morgan Chase, these people have been around since the Great Depression. I mean, they run the country, and the world. So it's a battle. And I mean, at this point, a lot of retail investors some of them care about the money, but some of them are like, what, if I lose this, who cares? At least I fought. At least I did so. This is like if that makes sense. It's just kind of turned into that. I don't know if you feel in that same vibe. But
I think most of the people are just making, they want, I hear a lot of people saying, yeah, we're going to take down Wall Street. Bullshit. They just want to make their money, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But my sentiment is the only thing that's going to force these shorts to get out is if AA can get rid of that $5 billion. And if being a business owner, I've had businesses, and I've had some businesses that were failing. And you just look at it and like, hey, look, I'd rather have half of something than all of nothing. That's my thought. And an influencer like yourself and Lou and even Trey, has said, look, if we all buy AA will have a chance to pay down debt. Granted, even if we have a MOAS with AMC and it's half, I'd take half of something and all of nothing. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Myself.
And I'm going to show you another thing that companies do after the issue shares. And that's what I think is going to happen. Give me one moment. My cookies came. So, there's a European taught me people drink milk with their cookies. But if you drink wine with cookies, I ordered Uber Eats. He just give me like a minute, less than a minute. But stay online. All right, let me see here. All right. Let me get it. Okay. So I'm just gonna go off of a very quick tangent here. Because I'm like a huge fat ass. So these things are called insomnia cookies. They're really good. They're open late at night. This is a brownie. I don't care about the brownies. I just ordered it because it's cheaper for me to order this because I have Uber One, which makes it cheaper. I don't know why it does that, but it gives you the discount or something. So, but I care more about their cookies. Look at that.
Does it get CBD?
Oh no. I mean, maybe honestly, that's a good business, and it's legal now in Arizona to even actually put the marijuana in there if you want to. I don't know if it's legal for me because I am in the healthcare field, but
Right.
I mean, I've never done. Maybe that's why I have stress, but I've never done anything like that because I am my goal is to go into surgery, so I always like to if I want a surgeon, I want to make sure the surgeon is takes
Clean.
care of himself to clean. Exactly. I don't care how liberal you are. You wouldn't want someone operating on your brain that does these things. And I'm very hard on myself. So I always try to put myself to the higher standards. But I eat cookies. that's my problem.
How does that make you help you fall asleep though?
Oh, well, I mean, this probably doesn't, but but I fall asleep. I just put my head because I work a lot. So if I put my head down, I'll definitely pass out. I work a lot, dude. Yeah. I mean, I built this whole software business all by myself. And with medicine, I run a nonprofit for food. I'm like a workaholic. So when I go to sleep, I go to sleep. So I fall asleep fast.
So what is your passion, medicine or the market?
So that, that's a really interesting question because not a lot of folks have combined them. So my passion is to
It's hard to serve two masters.
No, yeah. So I have 4 degrees. My 5th degree will be my MD. My passion is to eliminate the social determinants of health. Now, what is that? I can predict your life expectancy based on your educational level, your zip code, literally social factors that are not governed by God nor your biology. Factors that are set by people that have money, sadly. So I started this nonprofit food program. Here, I can show you here. If you Google, here's my name. Oh, there goes Google. She's always listening. If you go here, there's my university made a nice little documentary. This is me in the
My name is Albert, first year medical student.
This was back in the day when we did the clinic. So I'm in the clinic, and at the same time, we run a nonprofit where we give out healthy, fresh produce that we rescue because sadly our country wastes, and we get it from Mexico. But then we were pretty big hitters in Mesa when the country shut down. We have a little recession right now. A lot of people came to us, and they still do. But I got to a point where I was like, what is the big issue? What is the biggest issue we have of all the issues? It's money. If you don't have good money, you don't have good healthcare. If you don't have good money, you can't get good food. If you don't have a lot of money, your stress level's up. Stress level is released by the, I'm going to go science right now. Stress levels is released by the adrenal glands, which basically sit above the kidneys. Now, normally an animal in the wild, they release it when they are hunted. And afterwards, have you seen an animal afterwards? They just start drinking water. They're cool. But for us humans, it constantly gets released. And they take that 24/7. And if you're poor, that constantly gets released. And you know what that does? There's caps on your chromosomes called telomeres that basically secure and protect your chromosomes. As you age, these caps start going down. And as soon as it goes down to your DNA, you die. Okay? That's why when aging, that's why cancers, what they do is cancers, you know how cancers, they replicate the telomere caps. So they live forever, which kills you, sadly. There's always a balance, right? Too much oxygen, too little oxygen. Sadly, if you have cortisol and if you're poor, these telomere caps, they go down faster. So I looked at all this data and I said, how can I help folks? And long story short, is to teach people how to invest. I'm not talking about AMC investment. This one's a weird beast, but I'm talking about like CrowdStrike, Enphase, how to find the intrinsic value of a company. Like, I'll give you this, for example, right now. I'll give you a quick
Did you
one.
develop an algorithm or?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's one, and this is the master, right? This is the beast. But if you want to screen through companies, you can do our proprietary brain machine, which is this thing here. This is our proprietary technology. And let me give you an example. I'm going to talk about a stock that everyone knows. So all you got to do, and you got it. First off, you open up the help menu. You don't have to, but I just want to kind of as a demonstration. You open up the help menu and you get these buttons. And there's going to be more buttons. I want to go ahead. You want to look at intrinsic value. Then these are all the commands that basically finds you the company's worth. So let's do Home Depot. You got to type in AL, DCF, and you type in Home Depot, which is HD. Okay? You type that in. It gets the data from Wall Street. And then it calculates it through my equations and my proprietary technology. And then it gives you how much money they're going to make in 2025, $205 billion. They're growing at 10%. How much they're going to grow in 2026, $228 million, $1 billion. And then it shows you
So
equity.
right now you're using your algorithm?
Absolutely. This is
Okay,
right here, Al Stock Trades, and it says data by Al Stock Trades. And then you see the equity value per share. What does that mean? This is how much Home Depot's worth. So let's go to the price of Home Depot and see how much it's worth. You go here. Right? It's currently sitting at 309. Let's look at.
Look up Wish. Just get curious. Wish.
Of course.
WISH.
But if you look at here, when it peaked up near the 400s, and then it fell. You see how that rubber band, then it fell? Because it reached its intrinsic value. Get it? And then that's it. There is no point of... You see how powerful this is? It gives you price targets. Now let's look up Wish. So Wish, I can already tell you because I covered the stock. Its revenue's going down. It's a negative free cash flow. I don't think it's worth a lot. But let's go ahead.
My neighbor is heavily into Wish, pushing me to go into it.
Yeah, so I can do a little bit more deep dive right now just to show you. Yeah, look at that. Wish, equity value, 0. That's when you want to go in and you want to dig a little deeper and to see how much it's actually worth. And that's when you use our mastering. That's when you need to really put in the data yourself because it's a case.
What are you charging for your algorithm? Just for your program here, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, no, of course. So we have 2 packages. So I try to make this really affordable. I'm going to be a physician, so I don't really need the money. It's not like I'm living by this. So the stock, the software cost $11.99 a month. That's it.
Okay. All right.
It's nothing. And if you compare it to Morningstar and Yahoo Finance, this is like if you compare us, and we've been featured on all these articles, and we have like testimonials and all that, but we also have another one called the Mastering, and this is the course. The beautiful part about the mastering is it includes all these courses. It's currently in beta access, but guess what? It includes lifetime access of our software, so you don't have to pay any monthly. You're enrolled lifetime, so that's the perk. But
How much is that one?
that one is it's going to be 3,000 in the future, but it's right now 1,000. We have a Labor Day special, so it's like I don't know, like 700. It's $150 off. Yeah. But I would recommend before investing that much money, we have like PayPal 6 months, 0% interest, but I would look at the software and I would see if this is the type of investor you are. This is more I don't want to say long term because we also have short squeeze indicators. We have this AI. So
what is your short squeeze indicator saying about AMC?
Yeah. So we go ahead and
or
we
the
list
other meme stocks.
These are our top short squeeze. So usually AMC is has showed up here, and that's when it's squeezed. We also if you go let me see stocks. If you go here, you can look at the short volume. Sorry, I'm working with one hand, the other one has a cookie in it.
I can hear.
Yeah, sorry. It tastes so good. If you look
You're
up
making me hungry, but go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Here's the AMC, and you know when it was like building up momentum, and then all of a sudden it basically went up to $30 again or $28 again. So this is a kind of the short volume. This is all included too. So what we do is so if I find that there's data out there that is like, I don't like to reinvent the wheel. Most folks don't understand fundamental investing. So yeah, I'm reinventing the wheel. But most folks, like for example, this is AI. It gives you support and resistance, so you can essentially day trade this. There's a guy named Tradealytics. Normally, this is going to cost you. He just increased the price too. This would normally cost you. Let me show you the price. Normally, where's the price? Let's see. I don't even pricing. See, normally this cost you. It's going to be this is for the monthly.
Is this yours?
No. So I teamed up with him and I said, listen, can I get your software and so normally this costs monthly either $49. It is going to go up soon, or yearly $449. But you see how it's $49? We offer the same thing because we teamed up with him, but we subsidized it to make it $12. Again, the whole point is to help retail investors out. Again, I'm in the healthcare field, so I'm trying to the more money retail has, the more better X, Y, and Z. Better healthcare, better food. I mean, better education. Even though I'm eating a cookie, which is not good, but sometimes it's okay. And so this gives you options flow. It gives you algo. Like here, let's look at the algo flow for AMC. This is like really cool because it tells you, if the stock's going to go up or not. It uses machine learning. So let's go ahead and use AMC here. See what that does.
I'm all in on AMC.
Yeah. So you see here, the algo score is going up. I'm sorry, going down, which means that the stock could possibly go down more. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of manipulation going on because you can see all these options change, and you can see it barcoding here, the stock price, it's complete manipulation. Versus other stocks here, BBBY is probably going to go for another run because it's starting to go up here with the algo. And there's the stock price too, you see? So, and then we also get dark pool too. Dark pool data of when people are buying. People bought heavily in the dark pool at $10. So you can see here, 10 million shares in the dark pool levels. Here's Bullseye. Here's my favorite. A lot of people use this. It tells you when the buy, calls, or puts, and it gives you the confidence level. It's an AI. Pretty cool. Yeah. So
what did you come to it as far as your conclusion on Wish?
Oh yeah. So let me let me walk.
And also, can I show this? What we're talking about? Is this something I can show my my neighbor later with this post later.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our conversation.
Oh yeah, it's gonna stay on my YouTube channel.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. So what we can do is, and I can do a more elaborate analysis, like deep analysis, when I have on my fingers, not oily, but this is a good kind of snapshot of Wish. So let me show you. So these are kind of the financials. So revenue, 1 billion. We'll start at 2017. 1 billion. Again, these numbers are in millions, right? Millions, right? 1 billion for 2017. 1.7 billion, looking pretty good. 2019, 1.9 billion. 2020, 2.5 billion. Very sexy. 2 billion. They dropped. Look at them now, halfway in the year, right? Now let's look at gross margins. 81, 83. 76, 62, 53, 40. The amount of money they get to keep is going down, right? So every dollar they make now, they only make 40 cents out of it. They used to make 80 cents. Operating income, it's becoming, it's still negative. Net income, look at that. It's negative, more negative, negative, negative. Shares, 100, 103, 104, 127. Look at that, 629. What did I tell you? What happens when you dilute shareholders? What happens to the stock price, right? It gets diluted, right? Right. Free cash flow, which is the big determinant. 134. Yay, positive. Negative, 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 almost $1 billion. And here it is here. The working capital. Let's look at book value. Okay, book value dropped from 8 to 1. It's terrible. Okay. Then already that basically tells me, and I teach this, like how to breed this, and you get this data directly from our software too, so you don't have to pay Yahoo Finance $40-$50. Everyone and tip ranks, how they give you price targets. We have access to that. We have access to that too, so you get the price targets without paying the tip ranks. So if you want to see analyst price targets, we give it to you all. But if you look at the financial health, that's when you want to go into the debt, how much debt they have, the liabilities. So it seems they're okay there. I would need to look a little deeper. But just based off of this, I would want to see a company continuously growing their revenue. Let me show you a good company, something that everyone knows. We could do company. Let's do Google. Everyone knows Google.
Right.
Let's open Google. All right. All right.
Where are you at in Mesa?
So I'm actually in Tucson, but our nonprofit is in Mesa. I'm in Tucson, next to the University of Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's Google. So let's do what we did. Revenue: 46 billion, 55, 66, 74. By the way, this is 2012. The years are up here, okay?
All right.
90 billion, 110 billion, 136, 161, 182 billion, 257 billion, 278. They keep going up. Gross margins, pretty stable. Dropped a little, pretty stable. Operating income, going up. Operating margins, stable. Net income, going up. Shares, look how stable the shares are. See how stable that is?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the free cash flow, going up. Working capital, going up. Book value, going up. You see how everything's heading up? You do your calculations, you find the stock price, which is undervalued right now, and the stock price goes up, right? So that's what we try to teach. And we set price. We also set price targets in our the Al Stock Alerts. I'm planning on doing bi-monthly meetings in September, so that'll be helpful. But do they teach this in school? No. sadly, have you ever seen anyone break this down like this?
No,
It's
no.
it's the Achilles heel of our nation.
Hey, that's a whole nother discussion. I was having a discussion with somebody today about college and whether they actually teach you how to make money.
The answer is no.
But I mean, for somebody like you who's studying to be in medicine, or a doctor, or a lawyer, or an accountant, yeah, it makes sense. But to go study, something like underwater basket weaving, it just doesn't make sense. To be $100,000 in debt when you come out and you can't find a good job to pay it off. So, I'm more curious. Going back to your program, is it more designed for somebody who's has knowledge in the system, or do you curtail it to somebody who's not, who's a novice? How do you? The reason I ask is I would like to help my wife. I can bring in money, but she wants to find something to do on the side. And I'm wondering, is this something like that she could follow something of this nature?
So,
and are you able to help somebody who's brand like an absolute newbie? Could you teach somebody who's a newbie how to do something of what you're doing?
So I have been teaching for a long time. I've taught the executive MBA program, and I have my resume for teaching is definitely great. However, there's two ways to approach this. We are technically a startup right now. With that, we have two sections. We have the Al Stock Alerts. We have the course that includes lifetime access to the stock alerts because we're in beta. So whoever supports us, we support them. Kind of like how Tesla gave free supercharging unlimited to their original members, right? So when it comes to Al Stock Alerts, we do have members that are brand new, that they don't know anything about the market, but yet them being there, they basically see how all these other, because we have a community in there, what they're doing, how they're using the software. Right now, I'm at different stages, different phases of building. I've reached a phase where I'm about to do my last update where we put, like, it's kind of like, I don't want to do a kidney analogy. No one understand kidney renal physiology. If they do, they're crazy. So I'll do it. F it. So when the kidneys basically filter, the blood, there's something called the proximal convoluted tubule. And what it does is when it takes your blood and it basically puts everything out, like when you clean your room, you take everything out in this room and you basically put it outside. And then whatever you bring back inside, you filter it out. That's exactly what I'm doing with this. I'm bringing all this data in, and then we're going to start cutting and crafting and showing you the art and the science of investing.
Do you tie in any? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Do you tie in any, politicians? These politicians like Pelosi, and they're like the ultimate inside traders.
Yeah. So we have a separate tab for insider trading. So we have. Oh yeah. Oh yes.
You know where I'm going, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, I do. Let me show you what we offer. Let me share this.
People who are on committees, they know what bills are going to be passed or where the money is going to go.
So we have Insider Bot here. This basically tells you any insider. These are just insiders from the company. Like, for example, we have a bunch of cells here for WSC sell. Then we can go down. We have a cell here, and this updates every single minute. Okay, every time somebody says it, you have it. We also have insider tabs here and also insider tabs here. If you want to look at Senate and House, you scroll down. There's like, what I do is I make it redundant, like the genetic code. You can get information from multiple sources, and I always like to compare sources. So you have, it's good. When you go get a diagnosis of cancer, I would hope you would want to basically see a second opinion, right? I mean, that's kind of, or like, it makes sense, right? So unless you have a good connection with the doctor, but if you go here and type in Senate, it shows you right now. Peter went ahead and sold AHR. They got Tommy bought these companies, and it tells you the trade dates. Now, if you want a little bit more into it, the mastering side, if you go to Summit, let's go to Congress.
Tommy Tuberville is a really good inside trader. By the
Oh
way.
yes, he is a killer, and we
Yeah,
also have,
he is.
and we know that because he always ranks up really highly up here. But this basically tells you what's going on. What are they selling? And you can type in a stock. Like you can type in the senator's name, or here you can type in the stock. Like let's look at Apple. You can see Nancy Pelosi right here. See? She sells partial of it. Oh, she purchased it on this date, and now she's sold, right? So we have that. We have the Congress ETF, who basically tells you what are they doing and how are they performing. We have the ETF timeline. We have latest insider trades. So I'm gonna put it this way. A Bloomberg terminal normally costs $2,400. I'm recreating a Bloomberg terminal for retail investors for $12 a month.
And you think you could teach a novice? Somebody who's just totally green.
And that's the purpose of the Mastering Stock Market course. It is going to take me some time to thoroughly build out the course. I am a perfectionist, but by the time people take my course, I mean, they've already learned so much, my students. I have testimonials, so you can hear from them. These people are novice. They did not know. They just started, and they know more than most folks, but they're not at the level I want them to be at. I want them to be at mastery. That's why it's called Mastering the Stock Market course. But I'm going to keep it real with you. You know, this is going to take her maybe 6 months to a year to be comfortable analyzing stocks, but it's going to take her 3-5 years to just be at my level. And that's the goal. That's the goal ultimately, right? I'm taking everything I learn and everything I know, and it's constant because I learn new things. I'm like, oh shit, let me put that in here. And it's just essentially uploading my brain into the software. And
what do you, on a monthly basis, what is your software? What type of returns are people seeing?
So it honestly, I haven't really done that survey yet, but we do have a profit. Let me show you the profit section here. We do have a profit section. And I don't I tell them if you're comfortable, there's also losses too. So they basically talk about kind of like what they learned. I told them make sure you say what you learned. But we have people talk about their profits. They post someone said they bought this with their profits. But yeah, we have all these people here talking about their profits. This was all the way May. We have. Yeah, it's pretty intense. Lots of great profits. So I'm not too sure about the returns, but I wouldn't focus on the yearly returns. I can give you an example over stuff that I have control over, because some of them are day traders, swing traders. But if you look up our long-term price targets, I'll give you because you can't fake the dates here. They're all implanted. So I'll give you an example. Let's look at end phase. So I said hello at everyone. Due to market uncertainty, let me kind of give you an example of how this works. So, due to market uncertainty, we are initiating a sell on end phase. We understand it may run up more, but we would be foolish to ignore a 61% profit. Congratulations again. So, if you go back up to the original post, on February 5th, I said, this stock is a $220 price target. But I said, listen, you know how our intrinsic value calculation has the bull, base, and bear? I said the bull case is 351, the base is 233, and the bear is 165. Fast forward 6 months, the stock went over that. We're talking $300, right? And let's look at 6 months. I said, when was it? For February February 5th. So let's go back to February 5th. Where is that? February 5th. Right there. $141. And now pretty much doubled your money, a little bit over. Right? And that's just, I'm not just cherry picking examples. I just want one up here. Let's look up JWN. I said, hey, we're up 27%. You can sell now if you want, or just it's next. It's next. It's
how are you? I mean, are you online during the day when the market's open, or are you doing your medical field thing?
So usually, I'm going to answer that question.
How do you squeeze both in?
I know. I'll tell you that right now. But first, I want to just brag one bit here. So when everyone was basically saying about oil stocks, no, back in on February, and also November, I said, hey, this is a buy, Barriff Energy. Look at Barriff, $9. I said buy in February. February was here. It was like $4. Look at that. See? So the magic is all in finding stocks that have intrinsic value. And to do that, you need to look at the numbers. You need, this is Warren Buffett investing.
It is.
Right? This is how Warren Buffett does it, right? But how am I able to squeeze this? So I built an AI that basically does all of this now, and I'm trying to make it to where it thinks for itself, so I don't have to, just kind of like when you buy like a subscription from like Netflix, just does it, CEO, the things auto-populate, right? In terms of me being on, I am on. So sometimes I have lunch. Everyone has lunch, right? I don't care how busy you are, 15 minutes, 20-minute lunch. I go on there, answer a couple questions. I've been in this market for a long time, so I know exactly, news sources to look at and see if there's anything interesting. I do have hedge fund subscriptions where they give me a very brief email over the highlights of what's going on, and I like to obviously pass that on to my members. Like, for example, exclusive daily briefing. I can say, hey, to all the new investors out there, September has historically been a worse month. Here is kind of the statistical average of how September usually functions. I can talk to them about here. Hey, we just lost momentum on the S&P. We could be headed down. It's breaking up its 200-day moving average. Equity hedging index. Just kind of giving them kind of this data, telling them what dumb money is doing. And this is bear market. So I told them, hey, we're about to probably go down now. We also have auto channels. So when, like, for example, Michael Burry posts something, he always deletes his stuff. You would get it, and you would have a list of an archive of what Dr. Michael Burry's saying. This auto-populates. Says I have another bot called Jarvis. My name is Jarvis. I'm Al's assistant. So I made this whole thing where, it's, I'm crazy. I just zone out, dude, and I just start fucking doing things. I don't know. Sometimes I look back, I'm like, how the hell did I do this? I'm crazy. But sometimes I go in and talk to them on the weekends, and I'm going to do these bi-monthlies where it's on the weekend because I enjoy helping. This is like, for me, this is fun. Most folks, they watch NBA and football. I like to watch the recaps, the highlights, like of Steph Curry smashing those threes. But yeah, now I'll give you an example of how this works. Someone said, please do Tesla. So we could do Tesla. The thing is, they just did a stock split. So I don't know if the shares are going to reflect it, but I can share. We can see this right now in real time, how I would do a Tesla. So these are the high. So this is the high short interest. We get this data from a website. This gives you BBY.
Quick question: Are you in AMC?
Yeah, so I'm in an AMC and I'm also in APE, but not for the fundamentals play. The fundamentals is trash.
True.
I'm more in it because they haven't covered. I thought they have covered. It's my fault. I should have checked. That's why I said AMC. But I looked at it and like, these motherfuckers, they only covered a little bit. And actually there's some new ones that are doing more puts now. And Here, I made a let's look at the data.
Cover Tesla for the gentleman that.
Yeah. No, right now, look at this. These are new people doing puts for AMC. It's insane. But yeah, let's do Tesla. So let me get the data here so I can kind of show you very quickly how I do this.
Wasn't Tesla a squeeze too?
Yes, they shorted it. And then it got to a point where, and I'm going
Once
to
he
show.
got bailed out by the government and got those government subsidies,
Well,
they had the cover, and that's when they had the squeeze.
Yes, but there's also there's more. And I'm going to show you the data. So here's Tesla. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. And I want you to answer. Okay. So here's the net income. Actually, let's do free cash flow. Okay. Negative or positive? Negative. That's like 0. Negative or positive?
Negative.
Okay. Next.
Negative.
Next.
Negative.
Next.
Negative.
Next.
Negative.
Okay. What's the difference between this negative and this negative?
A big difference.
Big difference. Okay. What's this one?
Positive.
Positive. What
now,
year?
Where are we at?
What year? Okay. Exactly. What year is this?
2019.
Exactly. Okay. Now, as soon as I would have saw that, you would go, and then we teach this. You would go. There's three financial statements. There's the income statement, balance sheet, and statement of cash flows. The statement of cash flows is split within 3 things. You have cash from investing, cash from financing, and cash from operations. I would go in and go to the cash from operations, and I would see when were they positive. They were positive in 2018. However, they had capital expenditures, which were negative a lot, which is why they were still negative. But you see the number difference there? They were actually they were actually positive in the cash from operations. They just invested a lot. Okay. Now let's go 2019. Now positive, right? So now we know that 2019 is special, right? Now let's look at net income. Negative, positive.
Positive.
No, this one's negative for 2012.
Where are you at?
Sorry, right here, 2012, where my mouse is. Negative, right?
Oh, okay. There you go. All right.
Negative, 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 negative. I'm going to just go negative, negative, negative. Right here. 2020, positive. So 2019, they became free cash flow positive. In 2020, they became free cash flow positive. Okay. Now let's look at the stock price. I don't have to show you. I mean, you would, right? But look, 2019, it was $21. Well, this was before the splits, right? And now look what happened. See? This is not just for Tesla. This is for AMD, NVIDIA. A lot of stocks that once they become free cash flow positive, they ascend to their intrinsic value. Okay, so now let's go ahead and calculate the price target for Tesla. Now, what I like to do is you could do I think they're going to hit up. I think they're going to do 74 billion, I think, this year, or a little bit more, but let's do 67 billion. Now, since they're net income positive, so we could technically use their net income. So we can. I like to use their revenue, but we could do their net income for shits and giggles. So I'm going to go ahead and push this to the side so I could use their numbers in the calculation. So let's go ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate it. I'm going to first do their net income just to see. So in 2020, because they became free cash flow positive in 2020, right? Because they became net income positive in 2020. So let's go up here to see kind of what's their growth. 721. Again, these numbers are in millions. 2022. Let's call it 2022 for now. 9,516. Okay, that's too high. So automatically, I'm like, okay, we can go ahead and adjust it to 2022 minus 2020, which is 2 years. But we'll do that later. We'll do the revenue, okay, since they just became net income positive. So in 2012, they had 413 million. In 2022, they have 67 billion. So this is 116. They're growing 66%. And I'm going to tell you why it's important for Tesla to keep growing, because if not, it's going to crash. And that's what a lot of people are hoping. All right, let's look at the free cash flow. The free cash flow was positive in 2020. Actually in 2019, but we'll call it, we'll do 2020 here. 1, 2, 4, 6, 9. Well, we don't. It doesn't matter. Just take the average, but we'll be nice. We'll put it correct where it should be. 1, 2, 4, 6, 9, 7, 3, 9, 5, and then we'll include this TTM. We'll include it for 2019. TTM is 2022, but we don't have 2022. I'm going to update it for next year. We'll include that 9401. Now, listen. The cool part about this is you can estimate when a company is when a company's net income negative, and net free cash flow negative, more specifically, you can estimate the revenue by multiplying 5% of it to find and estimate the free cash flow before the company is becoming free cash flow positive to see what the value is. Watch my Clover videos. You'll see what I'm doing there. Okay. Let's continue. So then we're going to go ahead and divide by the number of shares. Now, hold on. They just did a share dilution, so I don't know if this is accurate, but from what the data here is, 1037 is what the outstanding shares is. Let me double check. Yeah, so this could be wrong. 1037. Let's see here. Shares. 1037. And then let's look at the free cash flow. So did I put the wrong numbers? So my humblest apologies. I put so let me go ahead and redo this. This is incorrect. Free cash flow. This is why it's always good to check your work. Free cash flow is 973 2711 484 983, and then the TTM is 6937. So there it is. So it tells you these are the price, but that's not right. We would have to extend it, remember, to 10 years, right? Remember I told you? Mm-hmm. Now we extend it 10 years and we discount back. And this is the actual value of Tesla. Now, the question is, this is most likely the pre-stock split. So now I want to know what was their stock split. It was a 3-to-1. So now all I have to do is multiply this by 3. So I take 1037. I have 3 here. All I have to do now is just multiply this number by 3 because the stock split was 3-to-1, right? So I got 3,111, right? So just 3,111. And this is the value of Tesla. So the Tesla at recession level is 230. What's it trading at right now? It's probably at recession level. Let's see. Tesla's trading at 296, right around the recession level. Right? And then, right. And then this is, so let's look at where it was. So 400, which was right around the bear case, which makes sense. Which is why Cathie Wood's price, I think, was like back in the day. Let's look at Cathie Wood's Tesla price target. Let's see what she got.
I heard Cathie Wood was on a losing streak.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, 5-year horizon is a really good way to determine if someone's doing good. Did she get some things that are wrong? Yeah, in terms of inflation. But in terms of her investing, I don't agree with a lot of things. But T-Doc, Tesla. So she thinks she thinks that Tesla's going to hit 4,600. Now, since they did a stock split, the math doesn't work out this clean, but if you divide it by 3, it's about 1,500. It's essentially right. She's up here. I'm a little bit more bearish. But that's exactly how you calculate intrinsic value. Now, what you can do is we made a video back a month ago where I said, okay, forget 2020, forget 2021, forget 2022. Let's pretend we're 2018, 2017. Can we see the value of Tesla before? And the answer is yes. We actually calculated the price target of Tesla, 10xing and beyond. Yeah. This is different. Nobody shows this, do they, right?
No, they don't. No, it's very interesting.
Because no one knows, and it's because it takes a lot of reading. You got to read The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, Security Analysis by Benjamin Graham. Benjamin Graham was the father of value investing. Guess who was his student?
I'm assuming you.
No. This guy's old. Warren Buffett.
Oh, okay.
He was a professor at the University of Columbia. He wrote a book back in 1946. Yeah. Nobody teaches this, man.
Now this is this crap that they should be teaching in schools.
Exactly, but the system is so rigged that professors live in their ivory tower. They don't know this stuff. They're happy with their, stipend and their little, $80,000 to $120,000 lifestyle, and that's it. That's retirement, and you know what I mean. Some make more. I've learned that university professors don't take risks. It's true. They don't take risks. And you got to, yeah. When you have the Department of Education from the last administration, Devi DeBose, whatever her name was, with a $5 billion net worth, she obviously knows this. Okay. Warren Buffett knows this. Chamath Palihapitiya knows this. They talk about it. It's called the DCF. In fact, you don't even need my course. I mean, we have one of the best DCFs in the world, in my opinion, because I spent my whole life in making this. But you can make your own. It's going to take time as money, but you could type in DCF model. You can kind of understand the math behind it, and you can recreate your own mathematical criteria and do it that way.
Where do you see the market going in the next 6 months or so? I see a major crash coming, especially I hear China is in real trouble. And with this administration, Mr. Magoo at charge, and just spending money like a drunken sailor.
Yeah.
Inflation's not coming down anytime soon.
Someone said the share price, the outstanding shares for Tesla was 3.13 billion. See how we were close? We were at, wait, where is it? We were here. We were close. You see how we're close to that? In terms of where I see the market, it's all mathematics. Short term never makes sense. Why? Because there's manipulation. Long term makes sense, right? I have my AIs. We have our signals we get from hedge funds and all these things. What they're saying is, right now, I think the Federal Reserve, which they're meeting tomorrow, one of them, Jerome Powell, at the Jackson Hole Summit, whatever meeting, they're thinking he's going to be bearish. I personally think we are near bottoms. I do believe we're going to get one more dip. But I think the United States is in a big hole right now. They can't raise interest rates this much because they would default on the money they owe because we have a lot of debt. And this whole Biden with the student loan forgiveness, it's not a good idea.
I don't think it's going through anyways, but go ahead.
I think inflation is going to be worse with it. And then also, it's going to make universities screw over the American people again because you're artificially inflating demand, which then causes them to keep increasing prices, which you've known if you compare wage prices to cost of college. Oh my God, it's like better than the stock market, It's crazy. Yeah. So it's tough, but the thing is, I'm giving you a solid answer. No one knows. Now we can get, I have data to give you the prop, let me show you, because it's hard to explain this because it's not like common knowledge. So let me give you an example of what I mean by data. So you see this? Yeah, look at this. No. Let's do this one. So you have this gets data from 1999, 2000. So I asked a question. I said, when does this happen? And I get the data. And it calculates 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year in 1999, 2000. And it searches the stock market in 100 and 200 years, right? 100 and whatever years, right? And I get the data, and it shows me the median return. Then it does a statistical evaluation with a Z-score model. This is what Michael Burry uses. This is what a lot of these folks use. And let me show you one that goes back until, this one here. This was 1935. 1935. We get all this data, and it says here, Bloomberg Spot Commodity Index after equity bear market bottoms. We can see we got a signal. These are the signals that happen throughout the history of our stock market from 1933 all the way up in 2022. So we do get these, and we let's put it this way. When Wall Street's about to go in, well, no, based off of these data, just like this, 2020 pandemic and all these things, and you need money for this. This costs a lot of freaking money. Again, we're subsidizing it, so I can charge an arm and a leg for retail investors for this, but $12, it's good to go. My goal is to keep advancing, and hopefully we can get an app one day, because we're running it through Discord, because Discord is open source. But I'm getting so many comments. I'm so sorry. Special brownie? No, it's not a special brownie. We did Tesla.
How long do you think it's going to take AMC to squeeze?
It's a tough one because these people are criminals, man. They
so bad.
So it has gotten so convoluted. Don't you feel like you're on a roller coaster with AMC?
I feel like I'm Charlie Brown so many times. I feel like I'm ready. It's gonna happen. And they keep pulling the football from me. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I don't care. I got about 30 grand into it, and I'm like, whatever. If I lose it, I lose it. I don't care. I'm going down with the ship. I'm at that point.
And I hate this because I hate this because there's other companies that you could have 3-4x your money in this meantime. You know what I mean? And it's
I know, but I don't. I didn't have somebody like you holding my hand. I have my other guy with JP Morgan who invests my money, and I'm making
good. Yeah.
It doubles every 7 years.
That's good. So, that's around 10 to 15% on average.
Yeah. He I'm swinging for the fences. I'm going for the Grand Slam, and I know that. And if I lose, I lose. That's the bet I made, and I'm willing to live with that. But at the same time, I see the obvious manipulation, and I see the SEC with their thumb up their ass, and
they don't give a shit.
Yeah. No, they like you said, they want to be in cahoots with them. But at the same time, you got to believe if it does squeeze, it could literally take down the market. So if you're the government, do you want the market to go?
Absolutely not.
So
based
they're
off of
in
these
a
numbers,
catch-22 too.
Yeah, it'll ruin the whole market. It'll collapse the very system, which I don't know how
they get out of this.
No, I don't know, but not even that. Who was the first person who saw the squeeze? I'm not smart enough, and I made all this shit, and my goal is to become a neurosurgeon, and I didn't even catch this. Out of all the freaking stocks, whoever started, I don't know how. They're very smart people. Who was the
guys
first
on Reddit?
But who was the first one? I want to know that guy or girl. Who knows? Oh,
I want to say it's that the guy Zach on Twitter from Reddit. He was one of the ones that called AMC when it went from 3 to 74. He did call it. My neighbor again. He got on that. He made a shit ton of money. He made a couple $100,000 on that trade.
That was an epic trade. But what was even more epic was GameStop. That was a big one. And then they killed it.
Yeah, they did.
Killed the shit out of it. Took the buy button away. I've never seen that happen in my life.
And no one went to jail.
And no, yeah, as I told you, the whole 2008 financial
And
crisis.
no one went to jail. No one. They got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
Nothing.
that's what I'm saying. So that's why, like I don't know when it's gonna. Whoever tells you, oh, it's this day to that, dude, these people are gonna. They're gonna. I'm very cynical, and I honestly think we're gonna lose. If we win, we win. But I think I always like to assume the worst. The best thing we can do is hold. But I think these people, because if we win, then how are we gonna fix this? So listen, someone's gonna collapse. It's either gonna be them with the stock market or us. And I think the government's gonna want it to be us because it's always been us. So why this is any different? They collapsed us in the 2008 financial crisis, the dot-com bubble, 1970s, 1929 with the margin calls. They collapsed us many times. So they'll probably do it again somehow. They'll probably do it again. I mean,
but these apes are so these people are so
they're
stubborn.
smart. They're very smart.
Yeah, and they ain't budging. So we're at a stalemate, and that's why I like the idea of people buying ape, paying off that debt, and that would force a squeeze. Now again, we're not going to make as much, but I mean, these people talking $50,000, $100,000. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah, I would. I'm okay, honestly, with like
1,000 to
60 bucks.
2,000.
Huh? Oh, 15,000. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
No, I would say 1,000 to maybe. I think you could. That would be a number.
Well, you saw today in my video. I don't know if you saw my video, but I was just doing the calculation from Vanguard just on ape, and that's like $400. I'm like, what the frick is this? $368 billion. That's like that's a big company. So that is not a popcorn company. $368 billion in market cap. Yeah, that's $400 share price. So I see what you're saying. Times that by 2 because we have AMC and Ape. Yeah, it's $800. So it's near 1,000. I get where people are saying 1,000 because based off of this number, I don't blame them. You know what I mean? People saying, "Oh, it's a mistake. It's a mistake." Well, go find me another stock that does these mistakes. When you have these consistent BS mistakes that are happening with AMC, it starts to get to a point where is this a coincidence or is this something fraudulent? Something's going on that sadly, no one's going to believe.
Do you think it's a managed? It will be a managed event, like Lou always says?
Which one? A managed?
Meaning that the government is going to have to step in and.
Yeah. The government always steps in. They always bailed out Wall Street. How many times? Well, they bailed out Bear Stearns. They bailed out except Lehman, but they bailed out AIG. If they believe the bigger system is going to collapse, of course they're going to bail them out. They're going to figure out a way. They're probably going to give them money to cover. Who knows? You know what I mean? If they have, if it even gets to that level, because a lot of people's pensions, I mean, it's a double-edged sword because that asshole from Citadel was like, these people, they took money from teachers' pensions funds. You remember that? Did you see that or no?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so you're blaming you're the one in the short. What are you doing?
You're the one that invested the money.
Yeah, you're the one in the freaking sandbox digging, and you want to go ahead and blame the other guy. And here's the thing, man. I'm like stuck. I'm a fundamental investor. So in the beginning, I talked big smack over AMC because fundamentally, it's not worth this much. But all of a sudden, you see it go up this much, and you see it basically people still shorting it. And it's like, this is and then the buy button. I mean, yeah, this is beyond fundamentals. But if they can get fundamentally better, and this is what I was going to say, I forgot. So you know how like we increase shares and then the stock price goes down, but guess what? Companies can buy back their shares, right?
Right.
And that takes money, that takes shares out of the market. So the intrinsic value of the company goes up because the number of outstanding shares available, they can essentially just take them out of the market.
I wish AA would have spent the $75 million on buying back shares as opposed to investing in a gold mine.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
That would have set the squeeze off right then and there. And then he would have had his money to pay off his $5 billion.
Well, he got like I always like
Bad advice.
this is where I'm hard on companies. If this was not a short squeeze play, I would say this CEO is complete mad. He got himself into debt. He's obviously the management is terrible because they got themselves in a situation where they were a short candidate, right? There's a reason why they were shortable, because they were trash. Because shorting is technically healthy, because imagine other retail investors buying companies that are overvalued. It's good. But then people get greedy and they fake short the stock so they can drop it lower, and then they get all that happens, and that happened with Clover. So you know what I mean, and that's its own world too. And I actually know the CEO of Clover and Dr. Kumar Damaranjan. I'm actually working on a paper with them because, hey, they're in healthcare. I'm in healthcare, right? Yeah, I wish I can say the full conversation, but I'll stop there. But same thing with the market. The market is manipulated. Okay, it's very manipulated.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And
No doubt.
but in the end, though, in the long term, intrinsic value is always met. Now, with AMC's intrinsic value, if you were to put it in, it's a pretty low stock price. It's worth like maybe $2, $3 intrinsically. But the squeeze is what makes it very valuable. And the fact that they haven't covered,
They haven't covered. They keep adding. They keep digging the hole with their synthetic shares.
And this is what they're waiting for. And I know exactly what they're doing. They're essentially waiting for AA to screw up and to dig himself a hole with bad management. And there's going to be a point where how many times does retail have to bail them out? I think this is going to be the last final time. I think there's enough money for them to like change their life, change the company's life. But at the end of the day, there's going to be some people that are going to be like, yeah, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to support this. Sorry, I'm taking off the cork. So it's tough. And then also there's a lot of dumb AMC YouTube videos out there that just is pure speculation and pure lies. And
Give me an example.
Well, I saw in the beginning AMC to $1 million, AMC to 300,000. I'm like, what in the fuck is this guy smoking?
Al from Boston.
Oh, is that what it is? I forget their name. Yeah. Oh my God. Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Gives Al's like us a bad name, Yeah, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like that's, you know what I mean? I don't think that's ever going to happen. But those folks out there that believe in it, and there's folks out there that are going to diamond hand this whole thing, and it's crazy. But that to them it's a different mission. Notable. I agree, but sometimes you got to take care of you. But I like Lou. I do believe he's a little bit more on the speculative side. I don't really look at him for. I mean, I feel like I look at him 20% for like stock information, but 80% of it's more like, just funny comedian.
Right.
I mean, I'm an academic, so I mean, so I, I'm, yeah. So but I love to have him on just to,
he won't come on. He won't. There is nothing you can do.
He
will not do it.
So I am the little brother of so I know how to pick at someone like a monkey.
Yeah. You pinched a nerve. He's
I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna poke it. I'm gonna keep poking.
He's already got somebody looking into you. I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure of it.
But
he's gonna find something on you. I don't know how clean you are, but
no. So here's the thing. Just so you know a little bit about my story, so I can share. So everything about me is online, and I'm an open book because I'm actually going to be running for politics. So I'm pretty clean. So here's my name. I'll actually help him. I'll dox myself. How about that? So here's some articles about me, about where I came from. So formerly homeless UA grad is one step closer to accomplishing his dream. So I started from the bottom, okay? And I built my legacy from scratch, okay? Here's another article. This one they make you pay for it, which sucks.
You were homeless?
Yeah, no, I graduated homeless, graduated with 3 degrees, and so my father had PTSD, and I started from the bottom. Hence why the urge to help, because I know, what it feels like to be at the bottom. And I did a lot of education to take myself out, and did a lot of good choices. And so here's everything. Here's all my information. I got Tucson's 40 under 40, which is Arizona's 40 under 40 most influential in the city and state. So this is the 40 under 40 winners. I'm sure they can. So this is me helping out a homeless community, giving them produce in our produce program. So he can he can dox me all he wants. All he's gonna find is a guy subservient to the Lord. Formerly homeless man, now CEO of Al Stock Trades, builds software to democratize financial information. So I'm gonna keep picking at his booty until he comes on here.
He ain't coming. I'll make a side wager. I'll give you a month. He ain't coming out.
Oh, I'm gonna pick at him for a whole 2-3 years if I have to.
No, it ain't happening.
I'm long term. And it's gonna the videos are gonna get worse and worse. Like I put a freaking cap on him.
Everybody that's come at him, he's just tore him up. He tore up Al from Boston. He tore Trey so hard.
What did he do? Like, what do you mean by tearing?
Well, Trey came at him, and he found a video with Trey, and Trey had like this black dildo in his back in his video, and he went off, and Trey just disappeared. Never talked about Al.
So wait a minute. Why was there a dildo in the back? You sure?
You got to ask Trey that question.
Are you sure it wasn't wasn't photoshopped? Maybe it was photoshopped.
No. He called him out and said, "Hey, dude, what's with this?" And that was it. Trey never brought him up again.
I've never. I don't. My background.
I'm not saying you have a dildo. Don't worry about it.
But hold on. Even if I did, I support the LGBTQ community. So I am so unoffendable. Like I'm so like chill. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll kiss the dildo if I want.
I'm just saying it. Other influencers have come at him, and he's destroyed every single one of them. So when you started, I just listen to everybody and just form my own opinions.
Yeah.
I just want to hear what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah.
So I came across you, and you were tearing into him, and I was starting to fade him, but I was fading Lou because, in all honesty, he's talked me off the fence numerous times, but at the same time, he's been wrong.
Of course, yeah, no, of course. But here's the thing: he's actually. Did you see this message he sent me? Giant hugs.
Yeah, I saw that. You showed
and he said, "Hey, he said, thought you were doing a hit job. Sorry about that." No. I was like, "No, man, I love you and everything." No. I think he realized that it's all. I mean, it's all love, man. It's not. It's
That's why when I originally sent you the chat, I'm like, "Hey, what's your beef with Lou?" I was just curious.
Oh yeah. No,
but yeah, like I said, he has been wrong. Like he's been saying, God, I want to say for the last 3 or 4 months, he said that we were going to rip, and it never happened.
Yeah, short term is tough, man. That's why it's always good not to put a timeline.
The market's dry, that these hedge funds don't have any more money to manipulate it anymore. And then sure enough, but then now he goes, but he was just, man, when they split this with Ape, I could see his demeanor changed.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I definitely saw that. I was like, whoa, yeah, and I got scared because I'm like, oh man, that's when I started stepping in. I'm like, no, don't lose faith because if you go ahead and pull out, all your hard work is done.
Yeah, he was always saying for the longest time, "It's gonna rip. You're gonna be millionaires. Relax. It's gonna happen. It's gonna go." And then once this ape thing came out, he's like, "This motherfucking AA is just sticking it in our ass again."
Yeah.
He's a buffoon at the. His big beef is all these other influencers from Savage to Core. Everybody's
But the
just
thing is, they're probably mean to him. They're really like, I had some people say mean things to him on my YouTube comment sections, and I removed them. I was like, no, that's mean. I don't, you know what I mean? Because I'll give him a big hug. You know what I mean? He's a human being. He has feelings.
I love
Yeah.
him to death.
Yeah, I think he's
enjoy
so. That's why
watching
I do his thing. I'm gonna be a physician. Whatever you see, like, who the fuck does that? I'm doing it. It's just fun. I love him. He's so cute. You know.
Yeah, he is. He's
Yeah.
a lot of laughs. He's got some
Yeah.
incredible good stories too.
My favorite part, I can't repeat it, but he said, you know, I'll tell your mother to go smoke 20 X in hell. And I was like, wow. I was so visual. I could see it happening. I was like, wow, that is so beautiful.
Yeah. I do enjoy listening to him. And then he disappeared for like for the last 3 or 4 days, but then he came back and says, "Hey,
No,
they took me off."
he commented. He said the reason why is because YouTube banned him. And then
Right.
he has another channel called Lou, his smaller channel, but that's just temporary. He doesn't want people on there. Yeah.
All right, but I got it. I'm on Chicago time, so
Oh,
right now
oh my God. Yeah. So it's definitely late over there.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. Even though it's 1 o'clock where I'm at, it's 3 o'clock in my time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit the hay. But it was a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully, I was able to be entertaining to your other guests.
No, I mean, you were entertaining to me, man. I was very. Listen, I love to learn more about my subscribers. I don't know. It's a family.
I'm gonna show. That's why I wanted to. Hopefully, I could show this to my wife and say, "Hey, I want to do this." It's very interesting. What's your jib?
Yeah,
So,
no, and I'm going to be in this for the next 15, 20 years. I'm dedicating, because here's the thing. I want to be able, man, I got people from China buying, from Europe, from Canada. I'm getting all of these people coming in, and it's just so inspiring that I'm able to help them make better.
are you running as a Republican or a Democrat?
That is my problem, because I love guns, but I'm also sideways when it comes to abortions, because I am going to be a physician, and
Okay.
this is a tough one. I am an independent, and I have a hard time choosing, and that is my problem. I am more close with the Republican Party in some aspects, but I'm also close with the Democratic Party. Like Mark Kelly, whose wife's surgeon is my mentor. The wife, she got shot in the head because,
Right. I'm familiar with.
Right, and then also John McCain had a tumor in his head, and I know the surgeon who operated on her. And so I love both sides. I think both sides have a right, but both sides have a bad. And at the end of the day, they're so polarized that the normal American is not. And most Americans think like independents, and only some of them are extremists. And I'm not an extremist. I want people to respect their amendment rights. I also want government out. I don't want government regulating things. I want the citizens to regulate themselves and to regulate their own state that they vote on, not the federal government. So I'm that. I guess that I'm conservative, but that kind of.
I'm a political junkie, so I will help you with your campaign once you're ready to roll.
No, I appreciate that, and I started from the bottom, so you know what I mean. Like, my goal, if I was gonna solve one thing, if I was gonna focus on one thing, what would it be? I would want to help get out all of the homeless vets on the street, because there's a lot of them.
Okay.
That's
and
one
I think
thing.
I think you have a real opportunity, especially with your jib, as far as helping people make money.
Yeah.
And if you run on that platform, as far as fixing schools and saying, "Hey, look, there's not one thing my son's ready to go to college," and I'm like, "Look, unless you're going to go and make money and study to be a doctor or lawyer, there's no point. You can go off and work for a company, work your way up, and do it." but that's a whole different subject for another time. But when that time comes, you let me know. I'll help you.
No, I appreciate that, because at the end of the day, man, this is like, and this is going to sound depressing. I don't want to end the call like this, but this is reality. We have approximately 29,000 to 30,000 days in this life. That's it. We only have 30,000 days, 365 multiplied by 80 years of age, which is the normal life expectancy in the United States. That's approximately 750 months, around 4,000 weekends, give or take. At the end of the day, you will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I repeat that again. You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You cannot take it with you.
No.
So what else makes
but
sense?
You can leave a legacy.
Leave a legacy. I can make my fellow citizen, my fellow whatever, have a better life. That's the only thing that makes sense, at least to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm very passionate about this. I just don't see it. Taking for what? Because I'm going to die someday. What's going to matter? I don't know, man. It just, I'm built different. I guess if you crack open my brain, I think my amygdala is a little bigger than some folks, but amygdala is it's an area in the brain responsible for emotion. I am emotional. You know, so,
right.
yeah.
I will be checking in with you on a daily basis.
No, I'm very excited. You know, and I want to. I love interacting with you guys, and it's just, you know, it just feels it's again, it's like the family I never had. That's another reason why people do things, because of things that happened in the past, and you know, so it's like this is like the family I never had. So this is really beautiful. You know, so it's really nice.
Good night.
Good night.
I will see you tomorrow.
God bless you. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I split the Discord. I made it to where everyone, like $12, and way I'm working things is I know I do not want to increase prices. Others are like Tradealytics is increasing prices. We're gonna have to eat the cost. It's fine. I'm gonna keep it at these prices, and if I have to use my doctor money, so be it. But that's the Discord. Discord's going to be subsidized. The only reason why the mastering is expensive is because you're going to get lifetime, and I got to pay for that data. And it's still going to be cheap, you know, for that. And then it's education. There's like 4 courses. But that's the goal. And hopefully when I'll, you know, hopefully my retirement can go into keeping this after I'm gone. With $12, can we use the intrinsic value? Yes. So yes and no. So it's different. So we have multiple intrinsic values. We have this one. This is the mastering. You said bought, so you understand it's not this. Good. But we have a couple of price targets. Let me show you. And let me know if the link is not working. To get access to the Discord. I know the yearly is not working, but the monthly is. I have to talk to the developer. I have to set a Zoom call, but I've just been so busy. So let me know if that doesn't work. But let me show you what I mean by the value, the intrinsic value. So when you open up the help menu, okay, you're going to go in and you're going to look at the intrinsic value calculation. There's a couple. Here you have unlimited. This is a short-term intrinsic value, kind of like glasses. The advanced and the advanced leverage, that's like not a telescope, but like whatever these are called. I drink a 2 glasses of wine. Binoculars. Thank you. So binoculars. And then this is a telescope, like a GPS telescope, right? So you get 10 per month of the advanced and 10 per month for the advanced leverage. You get unlimited of the DCF. So it'll basically count down. So if we go ahead and look at the tester. Thank you so much. Yeah, binoculars, much like. I'll give you an example. And this is going to be quick, so you're going to have to catch it. So if you type in advanced leverage, and let's type in another company, let's do PayPal. It'll count down. It will say you have 3 out of 8 for this month. I don't know if you caught that. And it tells you the price, which is $128. And then you can go in, and I recommend most folks 96. See how it gives you, right? So it helps with that. So you do have that, and you also will have a limited. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's limited. Everything else is unlimited. That's the only thing. Starting, and also what I'm going to be doing is, we're going to be putting in another intrinsic value. We're going to be adding a lot. We're going to be adding a lot. There's going to be a lot more data. Yes, so the AI can work on penny stocks. So we have these dark pool stock research, and you can do support and resistance. Here, what's a penny stock that you know? Do you know a penny stock? We can look at that right now too if you want. Give me one penny stock. We could just kind of put it in here. It also, if you want, we have over-the-counter stocks. You can look up support and resistance for OTCs. You can look up FDAs to see when which stocks are going to have FDA approval and the decisions, and when it's going to be announced. And then usually if they have a decision, the stock runs up because it's a catalyst, right? So KPRX. So let's take a look. Let's look at, obviously, like, I'm not going to be able to do, we have over 1,000 of commands, so I'm not going to be doing 1,000 of KPRXs, but we'll just take a kind of a sample here. Let's do KPRX. Let's do KPRX on the minute. So there it is, KPRX. So already you would have known that you should have gone out at 0.3 cents because that's a support line. That's an artificially implanted support line. Now it's hovering around 0.26. Now we'll see if it's going to go down to 0.2. But we have a definitely strong support level here at 0.13. You can look at the day or the week. We could do the week. The hour. I'll do the week, kind of the smallest and the largest. There it is. So you had already known that, hey, this is the bottom. And this is, the next level is 39 cents. So maybe it could be going up there. And there's another gap. So you see how it pre-plants you the artificial lines, the AI lines. Yeah, let's do GovX. Let's do the minute. I like to do the minute and build up. There's GovX. You see? Right there. It dropped. This is 134. So it seems to me that's a low. Now let's zoom out a little bit and let's go ahead and do the week. Cool, isn't it? That's what I'm saying, man. We're trying to give the best for you guys. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like it could have more to go. We have a support line of 119, but we have 81 cents. So there's a strong support level near that area. Whoa, okay. Then you could look at dark pool levels. Are people buying this? So you could do Monte Carlo simulations. So what a Monte Carlo simulation is, you can look it up. It's from MIT. It basically says, where could the stock go in the next 30 days? So let's do KPRX. But there's no simulated projection. So we got to look at another stock, because if it doesn't have the data, then it can't do it, and you got to check every day. LXEH, and there's so much, dark pool and all these things. No simulated projection. Let's look at the dark pool. Let's look at KPRX. No data. And this gets populated every single day. GovX. No data. That means there's not a lot of folks in the dark pool buying it. That's good information. Yeah, are the commands on Discord to learn? Exactly. So here are the announcements. And then what you do is they have 3 rooms. So just in case if one gets big, when like one gets, if you want your space, we give you space. You type in either, so there's 2 bots. This is the original. This was V2. We're updating it to V3 now. This is all the commands for different help menus. And it shows you the commands. We're putting in buttons now to make it more user-friendly. So now you can like do stock fundamentals, look at all those, look up the next page. So let me tell you. You do backspace, right? Where to find commands for the artificial intelligence. It says here, step 1, go here. So let me just show you, like options. You go up to the pinned comment section, the pinned comment here, and you'll see all the commands for options. You go to stock research, all the pinned commands for this. Now, if you think this is crazy, so you like crypto, for people that like crypto, this is an auto AI. Every time a crypto breaks out over a pre-planned line, it tells you and it sends you that, hey, there's a potential breakout on the hour chart. Look it up. And it basically tells you every time there's a breakout or breakdown. Okay? See how cool this is? It tells you there's a breakout. And it tells you, and it gives you this automatically. There's also crypto signals. It tells you if there's a bearish reversal for crypto. I personally don't like crypto. I'm a fundamental investor, but I understand people do. So I want to make sure they got the best information for that. There's stock breakouts. Again, if you like stocks, or breakdowns. So if it's red, it's a breakdown. So that means, hey, this thing's about to go down. And if we look at the stock, this was Rev. This was back on August 22nd. Let's do a little bit more recent. There's Bullseye. This basically tells you when to buy puts or calls, and it gives you the AI confidence levels. You supplement it with our short-term DCF. So I am going to be making a tutorial on this. I still am injecting more data in the Discord, and once I inject all the data, then I can make a tutorial. I just want to make a tutorial, and then so we do have a short-term tutorial, which is start here. These are some videos I curated. I also have another video here. In fact, let me just upload it. Let me upload it. Start here. Right there. Oh, I got to shorten the file. No, I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, no, I'm very happy that you guys, and again, listen, I'm here to help you guys. I'm not making any money out of this. The reason why we have a pretty competitive Discord is because we pay a lot of money to build this. A lot. And again, this is my way of like my food program, like a non-profit kind of vibe. I don't know if that makes sense. We also have hedge fund information. This is for the dumb money, smart money. So if you go back here, let me show you something real sick. So you remember in June how we had a market bottom in June? Let's look at June. Here, yeah, this is a good one. This was June 14. Dumb money was down here. Smart money was here. You want to follow smart money. So smart money buys? Yes. But what? Stock was going down. Sadly, retail was selling. So this was June 14. So let's do the math. Let's go to a stock. Let's go to Clover on June 14. Any stock. Well, let's just do Clove. This was June 14. So June 14. Look at that bottom. Up literally 44% from June 14. Now let's look at it now. You see, it's all here, guys. June, there's the date, June 14, and right there. You see how this can help you day trade? You see what smart money is? You see what hedge funds are doing? If you can't beat them, join them. I'm sorry, AMC. I'm sorry. That's terrible. I get it. But again, we have to play both sides, okay? Just like LeBron James. Because Kobe played for one team, LeBron James played for them all. Now, if you go to Let's drop now to July and August. So you go down, 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 down. Look at that. Dumb money's buying. Smart money's cooling off. But hey, guess what? Smart money is starting to go up too. And dumb money. So you see how this helps? Is how this helps? Can you see what smart money and dumb money is doing daily? I posted every single day. So yes, you'll understand daily. And we also post other things too, like for example, the equity hedging index, which basically predicts market bottoms. Whenever the equity hedging index peaks, that's when we figured out this was the 2020 pandemic. So if you can zoom in here, whenever this peaked, we knew that this was the bottom and it's about to go up. Just like how it's peaking here, it could be a possible bottom and we could be on our way up. So yes. Why do I troll Lou? Because I freaking love that guy, right? Because I love that silly mother. I don't know, man. He's just so cute. I don't know. He reminds me of my big fat Greek wedding. You know the grandpa? I think he passed away, God forbid. Yeah. But I really enjoy him. He's, it's just like that New York cuddly guy, that sits by the fireplace, gets drunk, and tells stories to his little nieces and nephews. I think he's so cute. I don't know. I listen, when I troll him from my heart, if that makes sense. I don't like I told my subscribers to go subscribe to him. It's all from the heart. I love. I think he knows that. He said giant hugs, and it's very, it's very clear when you can see my intentions are pure. I laugh. He de-stresses me. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. Yeah. That's honestly the thing. And I hope he comes to our channel. I mean, I'll treat him so good. I'll get him Uber and I'll Uber him some food. You know what I mean? And yeah, we'll have a nice, like conversation. I don't know, just have some fun. But yeah, our Discord is pretty competitive. And if you guys want to learn more about like what we offer, because it's a lot, and this is not exhaustive list, but it's a list. This is everything that we do offer, and it says here the list on trades.com. If you go to the Al Stock Alerts button, you'll see the options flow and ads, algo flow, dark pool, golden sweeps. All this, and we have also how much the results speak for themselves. Also, our members testimonials. I love to hear from you guys. So if you guys use the software and if you like it, yeah, shoot me up with a testimonial. I really enjoy those. But yeah, no, I really enjoy doing this live just to get you guys. So it's not like I'm speaking in an empty room. It's always nice to get to know you. I really, yeah. So in terms of videos on how to use the software, yes, we have these start here videos. And also if you go down all the way to announcements or questions, someone recently asked, how do you use this? I'm new. Hello, guitar and baseboard. So I scroll all the way up, basically open up this guy. Okay. So I explained to people how to use it, but here's my dilemma. I'm putting new stuff every single day. Okay. And I still have about 300 more commands. I'm like pulling my hair, 300 to 400 more commands to inject. So I'm holding off on the mega tutorial, which is like going to be like a minute each. Like how to use this, how to use that. What is this? Because then if I like put more commands in this section, I would have to remake the video. And it's like, this is ridiculous. So I made like a generic video. So there are tutorials, and you also have members where you can talk to a community that has been using this for like months. We also have lifetime members that purchased a mastering stock market course that are there for a lifetime, that are always using it, and you can ask them questions and they're able to help you and say how they use it. You have to understand, it's like a car or a plane. There's more ways. Like if I have a plane, I can go to California. I can go relax to Florida. I can go to relax in Hawaii. There's multiple ways to relax, just like with this Discord. It has a lot of data. There's multiple ways to make money. You can make money through options. We have an AI that tells you when to go in and out, how to make money long term, how to make money short term. It's up to you how you want to use it. There's infinite ways. I'm not lying. There's like so many ways. There's like, I'm not joking at all. This is like, there's a lot. And I have my way, but there's other people that use it a different way. If that makes sense. What's good? Anyone see the GG video he made about shorting? I haven't seen it. Can you drop a link? Share with everybody. Have you heard of St. Francis Center? It's a great nonprofit that helps the homeless. Is that in Iowa?
St. Francis Center.
Yeah, let's take a look. St. Francis, Iowa. No, I haven't. Wait, this is Denver. Honestly, dude, anything with Saint, they do some amazing work. But I'll take a look into them. We have a medical respite center here in the Phoenix that does a really good job. It's about an hour and a half away from me. Another Chinese. You got to be careful with IPO. Sometimes they go up and then they, right? Got to be careful. But yeah, so yeah, this is kind of like, my passion, just building this thing, and it feels good. It feels good to be able to help and replicate myself in this software and in this course to people around the world. You know how freaking cool that is to be able to help people? Oh my God, dude. If you're not making anyone's life better, you're wasting your time. Obviously, you have to help yourself. It took me 10 years to get to where I am. So don't give out. Don't give your heart out yet if you haven't invested in yourself. Invest in yourself, then you'll be able to help. That's one thing I had to learn the hard way. It's hard. I kind of tire myself out sometimes. Yeah, the pre-market. So the reason why everything is red in the pre-market. So let me show you another area to go into. So if you go into economic calendar, which is under market summary, this is the August economic calendar, and today is August 26th. So there's a meeting here. The consumer sentiment in inventories and manufacturing and personal income. But the biggest one, and this was technically supposed to be here, it's not. But everything else is, such as the unemployment claims and GDPQ. Jerome Powell is actually meeting today. Type in Jerome Powell, you'll see a bunch of articles. You can open up CNBC, which you also get in important news. So if you actually go ahead and search Jerome Powell here, I spell his name right? Yeah, of course I didn't. You'll see Jackson. There it is. So right here, from right here, this was released yesterday. Powell is discussed at Jackson. Do not miss it. Is Jack. So what is this meeting? They're expecting him to be a little bearish about the market, about rates, and that's why most likely, I haven't checked the futures yet, but most likely we're probably in the red because of this. He might say some really good things and the market might rebound, but the market is assuming the worst right now. Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, so that's the thing, is he's going to be talking. Yeah. Lou is a major. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to call anyone names. I always just make fun of him because, I enjoy. I don't watch him for financial information. Everyone watches him differently. You know, for me, I watch him because I would rather watch this guy and support him as a content creator than watching, you know, Saturday Night Live, because I think he's hilarious. I think he's hilarious. So that's the kind of I view Lou. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I heard about that. One of my members were talking about that. One stock that went up super high. But yeah, no, yeah, and it's been 2 hours and 25 minutes. I wanted to, you know, chill with you guys, and we drank some wine, and we enjoyed, and I guess we'll save this for tomorrow. You know, it's really a privilege. It's an honor and privilege to talk to you guys and to get to know you. Yeah, exactly. You know how he tells people to, you know, tell your mother to smoke 20 beep in hell. I like the shit he says is hilarious. I love the guy. It's just so funny. I wish I was that funny. You know what I mean? But yeah, I made a video of I don't know if you saw my video today of Lou. I made a video of him well yeah, here, look. There's a little inside joke from my subscribers with this hat, because I was sitting under a fan that had a little, so it looked like I was.
Hey, guess what? Lou
Yeah, so you know how Lou talks about his cat, whatever. So this was the cat.
next week, pal, and come on my channel.
Let's see. I think it shows the cat after the. No, it doesn't. Okay,
Relax,
like look at it. Just
relax. It's okay.
I guess I have to go to my Discord. There was a nice picture of my cat, and she looks so annoyed. Yeah, this is some really weird. He's like, so my group is hilarious. He's like, why is this GIF in Discord? I have no idea. That's weird. So this is my cat. My cat's like, what in the world are you doing to me? Look at her. She looks like, what in the world is going on? Oh, I love my little cat, dude. Yeah. No, you know, and you know, you have to understand where I came from. You know, I came from the bottom. You know, for me to even be at a position to be having the privilege to one day be a doctor. I mean, I'm a third year now, so I'm almost done. Let me show you. So this is my white coat ceremony. Just to have the privilege to take care of patients, that to me is a godsend. Then now I have the privilege to teach you guys how to make money. And I wouldn't say it's better than healthcare. It's different. Healthcare, I impact my patients, every patient I meet. And if I teach in healthcare, like I want to be an academic physician, I can teach residents. And then those residents teach on other residents. And it's like this micro ripple. And I can write textbooks to help doctors. But now I have YouTube, and I built the software that can have millions of people on, if you know, and it can help so many folks. And I could be in the operating room saving a life while I have one of my members making a shit ton of money on Discord and or mastering. And it's just freaking amazing. It's amazing. Okay. So that's really cool, dude. Yeah. So it's you know, I wonder how Elon Musk feels about like changing the world like that. It's freaking amazing. Yeah, feels good. Great Al, appreciate your honesty and commitment to the fact. Yeah, man, no, I love to, you know, help out, and yeah, it's an honor. I mean, I sleep good at night knowing that, you know, we're doing God's work, dude. That's at the end of the day. And this is our mission. I put on my Discord to remind myself. Trying to see, where is it? I think it's here. So you know, this is our mission. This is this is what we live by. At Al Stock Trades, we are democratizing financial information for all. We foster a culture of inclusiveness and excellence. Whether you are disabled, poor, or rich, all identities and differences are included within our family. No matter your race, ethnicity, gender, identity, expression, sex, sexual orientation, age, religion, language, abilities, socioeconomic status, educational backgrounds, geographic region, you are embraced, valued, and we freaking love you. My mission is to create a platform that puts God first in everything we do as we fight for an equal world where the power of Wall Street is given back to the people of Main Street. I wrote that in February 21 of 2022, and here we are. So this is our mission. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I think I get energy from the Lord, right? Right? But I'm gonna take I need about 4 hours, you know what I mean? 4 hours, but I do need to work out though. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow in the morning, work out. But yeah, man, it feels good. It feels good. It feels good to help. So feels good. Yeah. Well, cheers to you guys. I'm done drinking for the night, but cheers to you guys. And I hope all of you guys make money. And let's you know what I mean? Feels good. God bless you guys. I'll see you on the next one.